Come on, BTC.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. Today, I believe, is the 23rd of July already. We are nearly at the end of July. We have a lot to talk about today. Bitcoin coming in just below 67,000. Ethereum starting to look like it wants to move. The big question is, where? Are we going to go up? Are we going to go up? Or are we not going to go anywhere? We're going to have a chat about that later in the show. What are we going to cover today then? Well, first port of call is what effect is Donald Trump speaking at the Bitcoin conference going to have on the price of Bitcoin? We're going to cover that. We're going to look at whether this is going to be a damp squid of an ETF launch. We're going to look at Ondo stretching out, expanding its services to different chains. We're going to look at whether Link can go to $20. Bowden, the meme coin, what happened to it? Why is it down 98%? I think we all know the answer to that. And then finally, for no apparent reason whatsoever, there could possibly be a Bored Ape hotel opened in in Thailand. We're going to have a look at that at the end of the show. So a lot to talk about. A few big good mornings. The usual crowd are in chat. Mags is here. Hidden Agendas is here. Chris has just arrived. Bullish Bull, Velvet, press start gaming. Good morning to you all. I hope you're doing well. The poll question of the day is very simple. Up or down today? Are we going to go up? Are we going to go down? 85% so far say we're going to go up. We will have a look, and then I will cast my BDI over what I think is going to happen in the next 96 hours. It is going to be an unusual next 4 days. So much is happening. It's always a big week in crypto, always a big week. But today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, this is a bigger week than normal. Every week in crypto is the most important week ever. This could be even bigger. Good morning to David. Good morning to Drop Dead. Excited. Everybody is excited today. I'm not. I'm going to be Mr. Negative today, but that's fine because that's my job. When everybody's being positive, I need to be a little bit negative. When everyone's being negative, I always switch to positive because I think I made a video, I think it was Friday or Saturday, about whether ETH is going to crash crypto today, basically. And I'm not convinced it's going to happen, but we'll go through the reasons why I think it could. So first of all, let's look at the markets. Bitcoin then, as I said, coming in under 67,000. Ethereum coming in at 35.27. What is that going to finish the day at? Are we going to get to 4,000? Are we going to get to 3,400? Where is it going to go? BNB coming in at over $585. Solana still above the $174 line in the sand that we have. And XRP, we spoke about it yesterday. Again, massive week for XRP. The 25th, which is Thursday, is the closed door meeting about XRP. That's what we've been led to believe. Who knows? Let's have a look at the 24-hour gainers and losers. ENS is up, Starknet is up, ETH Classic. Remember, a lot of these coins that are up are due to the fact that they are associated with Ethereum. We've been asked this question many times. When you pump on a chain, Solana, Ethereum, any chain, the alts, the layer 2s, the memes, they all normally go with that chain. So if Solana rips, you will see the likes of Jupiter, Radium, Bonk, they will also pump. When Ethereum is getting to its day in the sun, it's Ethereum ETF launch day, what's going to happen to all of the layer 2s and the alts? They are going to pump. That's just what happens. That is just what happens. I just bought $20,000 of ETH. I don't think that's a bad move at all. Congratulations. That could turn out to be a very wise decision. Again, at the end of this bull run, I am thinking $10,000, $12,000 ETH, maybe $15,000 ETH if everything goes to plan. What's down then? Not a lot. Some memes are down. Mog, Bonk is down. Dog with Hat is down. Floki, Audi is down. Nothing down majorly. So not a lot to worry about. Now, of course, for those of you that are new here, bottom left-hand corner, we have 148,789 followers. We are a mere 1,211 away from 150,000. I think it could happen by the Bitcoin conference, which would be amazing. So make sure, if you're new here, give us a follow, a like, a subscribe, all of those things, and say hello in chat. You will never get a biased opinion on here. We're not swayed by anybody's decisions. We try to be as honest as possible, and we will try and get through all of your questions as soon as you can. Right, let's get on to some X-Files. There are a few of these, but it was difficult collecting them yesterday. The market is holding its breath for this ETF. We don't know what's going to happen. Now, there was a slight dip this morning. I am putting that down to another move of Mt. Gox. So another 48,000 Bitcoin was moved. This leaves Mt. Gox with only 42,000 Bitcoin. Once this goes, can you name me another possible overhang over the crypto market? The 200,000 Bitcoin that the US government own are very unlikely to be sold, especially if Trump gets into power. I think we're in the clear. Almost, not quite in the clear. Moving on then, I think we have converted Elon Musk. I think we have converted Elon Musk. Look at what he has been saying. We went from the silver coin, we went to the dollar, we went to the second dollar, and Elon Musk even knows that we are one step away from hyperinflation, and we all know what comes after hyperinflation: revolution. So even Elon Musk is now getting on board with the Bitcoin maxis. Even he understands that the time of the US dollar is probably coming towards an end. Now then, again, we are going to cover Chainlink in an article on here, but I've mentioned this before. I try and telegraph you things, especially if the data out there is substantial enough to tell you about. The supply dropped 1.6% in 30 days on Chainlink. Now, the last time this happened, the price surged 123% in the next 4 weeks. I'm not expecting that. By the way, on Chainlink, I do have some relatively low targets for Chainlink in the next few weeks, and I'm going to go through them. Remember, Chainlink is one of those lovely coins. It kind of bounces in a range for a very long time. You sell at X, you buy at Y. You rinse at Y. You rinse and repeat several times, and that's all you really have to do with Chainlink. So we're going to go through that shortly, and here is the news that we were all waiting for, and that is Eric Balchunas, the man, the myth, the ETF legend. They have been approved. The ETFs are going live today. 9:30, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is about 4.5 hours from now. Now, we are going to look at the ETH chart again. And again, I made a video a few days ago. I've just told you about it at the start of the stream. If you haven't watched that video, I'm going to go through my price targets that I put in that video, just so you know. If this week I lose, maybe I will go back home. I don't think it's going to get too downward. We're going to get onto somebody in a minute who I think is being overly negative, but we'll get to it. Now, I think this sums up where I am with the Ethereum ETF. CoinGecko put up a poll. Will the SEC's approval of Ethereum ETFs, will ETH moon or dump once trading begins? Look how close that is. 44 to 42, pretty much. I am exactly in that frame of mind. I want, with my heart, it to go up, clearly, but my mind is telling me that we might see some corrections to the downside. The reason is the Ethereum Grayscale Trust has become two ETFs. It's become a mini ETF with 0.25% fees, and it's become a full-blown ETF with 2.5% fees. Now, as far as I'm aware, the majority of smaller accounts, mine included, had their Ethereum Trust converted to the mini ETF. That should reduce the sell pressure. I still think this day is going to be wild, and tomorrow, and the rest of this week. So I don't know is my answer. So I'm going to tell you the different price ranges I am looking at for ETH when we get there. Let me move on very quickly. My chat isn't loading too well. Drop dead. Sell your house and buy ETH. That's a good idea. Right then, you are going to come across these accounts from time to time on Twitter, maybe even in YouTube videos. And the problem is, it's called whale FUD, clearly. But the point of the matter is, they don't understand the simple basics of how valuations are calculated. And they're going to try and sway you to the downside. This account talks about a $40,000 Bitcoin. 10 different coins, each with a $10 million market cap, are equal to one coin with a $100 million market cap. Both are $100 million. Absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. That's not how it works. One of those coins could have $5 million in liquidity. One of those coins could have $1 in liquidity. You have to use the market cap to decide how high a coin can go or low it can go, but there are so many other things to look at. You need to look at whether it's the fully diluted value, you need to look at the supply, you need to look at liquidity, you need to look at the number of coin holders. Don't listen to these types of accounts that don't give you specifics. They just try and FUD you, and they try and shake you out, and I don't see the purpose behind it other than potentially trying to claim that they are right. So as I say, nearly every day, don't believe anybody you hear or read on the internet. They have their own best interests at heart. Good morning to Tariq. Thank you for the heads up, Tariq. For those that you don't know, Tariq asked me to look at this project, which I did. I looked at it yesterday. And just for those of you that haven't watched the video yet, this is a scam, okay? If you see it, it's a scam. Do not invest any money in this project. It is a scam, okay? I looked at this project. I looked at the team. There isn't one. I looked at the documentation. It's generic. I looked at the dates for the go live. There aren't any. It's a total scam. All they have done is buy articles and buy influencers. If you go onto YouTube and you type in Solana VM, there are maybe 6 or 7 different influencers talking about buying this token. None of them have done any research. I went and looked at their videos to try and get the information. There isn't any. Don't fall for scams. I get approached 2 to 3 times a day by people asking me to advertise AI trading bots, AI projects, trading platforms. I get approached all the time, and every single one of them I call a scam, and they leave me alone. Now then, there's a lot of people, as I've just been explaining, are calling Bitcoin to go to $40,000. And we're going to go have a look at the chart in a minute, but this is the single biggest reason I don't think we're going to dump. Donald Trump is going to talk at the Nashville conference, which I believe is it the 26th or the 27th. He's going to give this talk. According to the new report, taking profit or even shorting Bitcoin ahead of this speech could turn out to be an expensive exercise. The significance of Bitcoin price, we know where Bitcoin is. It's moving around between the various different prices. I think we're at 67 now. We were at 68 yesterday. Bitcoin tended to rise parabolically once above previous all-time highs. Bottom right-hand corner of the screen. My target before we even talk about that is $74,000. We need to break that. We actually need to break 70,000 to get above the lower highs, but that's a different story. So he was giving this speech on July the 27th. That is 4 days from now. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so Saturday. That is when we think Donald Trump is going to announce that Bitcoin is going to become one of the reserve currencies of the United States. So I don't know if many of you know this, but when you hear the word reserve currency about the dollar isn't 100% of everybody's reserve currency. It's about 55%. You have the Swiss franc, you have the euro, you have the pound. It's like a basket, but the American dollar is the dominant currency. Now, that also applies to reserves. Countries have gold. Some countries like El Salvador currently have Bitcoin. America could hold some of its reserve in Bitcoin. Now, think about it. Nobody is saying that America is going to go out and buy $3 trillion worth of Bitcoin. What they're saying is they're going to create a Bitcoin allocation. Now, they've already got 210,000 Bitcoin. Maybe that will become the allocation. Maybe Donald Trump will want 500,000 or 1 million Bitcoin. But irrespective of the number of Bitcoin, the fact that we have the potential president of America talking at the Bitcoin conference, talking about Bitcoin, you have to rub your eyes. Again, 2 years ago, would I have ever expected this? No. Okay. It was massive news about a year ago when the head of Japanese, one of the Japanese members of parliament who was in charge of tech and innovation, he spoke at an NFT conference in, I think it was in Japan. That was big news back then. Now look how far we've come. We've now got Donald Trump talking about Bitcoin at a Bitcoin conference. You cannot make this up. Some part of me thinks that I'm living in a matrix and none of this is real and it's all in my head. Because again, look at the things that I would want to see for adoption for Bitcoin. I don't really want retail to adopt it because that's only a small amount of money. Nation states adopting Bitcoin as part of their reserves is the end game. Michael Saylor's end game is to create a massive Bitcoin liquidity pool where people can use his Bitcoin to trade between nations and blue chips companies. So this is the end game, not retail, not you and I. We're not the end game. Good morning, Web3. And indeed, smash the like. We are only on 10 likes. It is terrible. Historically, this means that the SEC chair has resigned. Again, all of these people talking about Gary Gensler resigning and, you know, it's great. No, let me point something out. Gary Gensler is appointed by Joe Biden. Joe Biden is no longer running for the election. Kamala Harris is going to lose, more than likely. So irrespective of what Gary Gensler says, Gary Gensler is gone in March next year. That's the end of it. He's gone. Okay? So all of these people saying, oh, we might step down. No, it's not a case of if, it's he will be stepping down. And then potentially Hester Peirce will be given the reins of the SEC. Hester Peirce, I'm not going to call her pro-crypto. I'm going to call her neutral to positive on crypto. She still has to apply the rule of law, but she will do it in a fair way. We all know Gary Gensler has been doing it under political pressure. How do we know this? Because he did an entire 180 in the last 6 months, approved the Bitcoin ETF. Remember, Gary Gensler was the deciding vote. The Democrats went against, the Republicans went for. Gary Gensler was the deciding vote. And again, we've now got 2 crypto ETFs live. 2 in the space of 6 months. Could we see the Solana ETF by the end of this year? Yes. Is it less likely to happen now because of what's happened with Biden? And the rumors that are coming out about Biden, which I can't say on here, is that he is incapacitated or potentially not around anymore. Is that going to have an effect on the markets? I think so, because that puts Kamala Harris in charge of the country August, September and October, 3 months. Is she going to approve or is she going to push for crypto? Maybe not. So again, massively bullish news for Bitcoin, massively bullish news. And would you be shorting Bitcoin given this chart? Would you be shorting at this point? Good morning, Reza. Welcome back. I hope you are well. Remember, give us a follow, smash the like button, say hello in chat. 66.9. Are we following my line? Pretty much. What did I want us to do? I wanted us to come up, bounce, and go up. That is exactly what I want us to do. This line here is 65.5. That's what the line I wanted us to bounce off before breaking up. At the top here, we have lower highs. Okay? And this is what we need to break. That is coming in at about 70,500. We need to break 70,500. It's not going to happen today, might happen this week. I'm absolutely certain that it is going to happen on Saturday with Donald Trump. We know what we're getting with Donald Trump, okay? I don't live in America. I'm not neutral because I want a positive outcome for crypto. But Donald Trump is the master in America of saying the right things. He will stand up on stage and he will say what the audience wants to hear, what you want to hear, what I want to hear. That is what he is about, okay? He's going to get up there. Bitcoin is the greatest thing. We want to have America great again. If we want America to be great again, we need to have Bitcoin. He's going to say that. I'm telling you now, I don't care how he phrases it, but that's what he means. Where are we going to see Bitcoin on Monday morning? Potentially $69,000 to $71,000 based off the future president of America being bullish on Bitcoin. And this isn't his first foray into crypto. Remember, he's had 2 of his own NFT launches going back over the last 2 years. Melania has had her own NFT launch. So although they're not directly involved in it, they know about it. They know, he made $2.5 to $5 million out of his NFT sales. He understands the value of publicly praising an NFT project or a cryptocurrency. He knows he's going to get 20, 30, 40 million votes based on this alone. So expect massive move up for Bitcoin, hopefully by the end of the week. But remember, we still have this question hanging over me like the sword of Damocles. Are we going to dump? Is Ethereum going to dump? That's the question. Are we going to dump? Let me know. I've had a few people say up. We've got the poll question, which is up or down today. 76% say up, 24% down. Are we going up or down? Type in chat up or down now and let me know what you think. The Ethereum ETFs may see lower than anticipated demand. Even with far less demand than observed with Bitcoin funds, Ethereum ETFs could see a 24% price increase for ETH, said Wintermute. Now, over what period of time are we talking here? With the imminent launch of the Ethereum ETFs on July the 23rd, today, ladies and gentlemen, today the Ethereum ETF goes live. This has generated significant interest. Market experts are divided. I do believe I am divided as well. Analysts hold varying views on the Ethereum ETFs, with most estimates putting year one annualized flows in 4.8 to 6.4 billion range, a new report has said. Down for a week, says Reza. I'm going to tell you where I think we're going to go. Our view is that the ETFs will likely see lower than anticipated demand, closer to 3.2 to 4 billion, with a baseline expectation. Ethereum will see a 15 to 20% of observed for the Bitcoin ETFs. Now, just to put that into context, there is something very important that you need to understand. You cannot compare the two. Look at the market cap of Bitcoin. It is 3 times higher than that of Ethereum. It's 1.3 trillion. Ethereum is 424 billion. Okay? So when you look at the amount of money that's going to flow into Ethereum and flow into Bitcoin, you have to take into account, if there's $10 billion going into Bitcoin, you're probably only going to see 2 or 3 billion going into Ethereum. That's still pound for pound equivalent to what you've had for Bitcoin. So don't think if we start to see 200 or $100 million a day coming into the Ethereum ETF, that's really bullish. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about what happens if we see a grayscale sell-off. Lower than some analysts predict. However, they are predicting, well, one recently predicted the price of ETH will hit $5,000 following the launch, a 50% increase. Now, I think this staking issue is for a different conversation, which we're not going to talk about. But what I would say is this. The Bitcoin ETF was the first of its kind. And I've said this before. Every ETF, crypto ETF that goes live after the Bitcoin one is going to have less and less of an impact, A, on the market, and B, on investors. I've got a saying from many years ago, which is, how many NFTs is too many NFTs? How many NFTs do we need? Apes, cats, dogs. We don't look at NFTs anymore. We became meme coins. How many meme coins are too many meme coins? Again, we're starting to see exhaustion. How many ETFs are too many ETFs? After we've gone through Bitcoin and Ethereum, everybody and their aunt knows it's going to be Solana. So what's the wise move for you? Go and buy Solana. Go and buy Solana. It's going to be the next ETF. And again, why would you buy the Solana ETF? Because it's only got an $85 billion market cap. It's the retail blockchain of choice. it's going to go to maybe 200 or 300 billion, 4 or 5x from here. Again, that puts us at $1,000 Solana. Everybody's going to be happy. We know what's going to come, but after Solana, do we want 50? Do we want 200 ETFs? Where is the line going to be drawn? Obviously, it's not going to be drawn by us. It'll be drawn by BlackRock and the team. My personal opinion is we will see maybe 5 individual ETFs. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, maybe something like Litecoin. Maybe we will see a Cardano or an XRP ETF. Then what I think we're going to see is we're going to see funds. Not ETF spot funds, but funds that hold an allocation in a certain type of crypto asset. AI, meme coins, layer 1s, layer 2s, DeFi. I think that is the next stage for crypto. Get the ETFs out of the way for the biggest coins and then look at grouping together the rest. They're more flexible. They're not the same, admittedly, and Grayscale has been doing this for a while, but it makes more sense. If I told you to go and buy shares in copper because the price of copper is going to go through the roof, are you going to go and individually analyze 20 different copper companies, or are you going to go and buy the copper ETF fund or the copper fund or oil and gas or sugar or coffee? I've said this before. You would go and buy a fund in that market. And that is how I think we should play out the next 5 years in crypto. We should have a DeFi fund that's got Uniswap, that's got all the major dexes. Maybe it's got Aero, maybe it's got Radium, maybe it's got Orca. It puts them all together. That's how I think we need to start to move towards, because we don't want 50 ETFs. They're not going to move the market. They're not going to bring in institutional investment. So what's the point? Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin at the minute are the only 3 worth looking at, in my honest opinion. So the news is we could go up or we could go down. And I'm going to give you, I don't know if I've left my lines on the chart from the video that I made over the weekend, or did I take them off? No, I've left them on. Here we go. So I have 2 price targets, depending on whether it's a positive or a negative week. I've got $2,900 and $2,600 if there is a sell-off this week. Now, if there isn't a sell-off this week, because Grayscale have managed to do a good enough job of converting people to the mini ETF, then I think we will go to $3,900 and $4,200. $4,200, believe it or not, is where the Oracle thinks we're going to go to. So based on the chart action, we could bounce. There's a few things I'm going to point out in a minute. But of course, we all have our goal, and our goal is about $5,000, and that is up there. We can even put some smiley eyes. There we go. $5,000 is the target. However, we have a lot of things to look at. Look what happened every time we came to the bull market support band, we went up. We have broken up, we have tested it as support. Now, in theory, we should do this today, because we've tested the bull market support band and we've held it for 2 days. So we should go up. However, I've got a gut feeling that this isn't going to go to plan. And I am not going to sit here and be Mr. Negative or Mr. Positive. I'm just going to say, if you see $2,600 or $2,900 for Ethereum, you should seriously consider buying it. That's not financial advice. That's just the way it is. We have an Ethereum ETF. If Grayscale sells, it will only sell for a period of 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Okay? Then it will come out in the wash. Look at what Bitcoin is doing now. We're in the depths, $53,000. People in chat were talking about how they were terrible at investing in crypto. They didn't know anything about it. The bull run had ended. It was the bear market. Crypto's never going to go to anywhere. It was all going to zero. How many weeks ago was that? How many weeks ago did we have that conversation? 3 weeks ago we had that conversation. And look where we are now. We've already moved back up. So if we wick down by okay? And then hold. Because if you can get a $2,600 Ethereum or a $2,900 Ethereum, and we go to $4,200 or even up towards $5,000, then you've made a 60-70% return on your Ethereum, the second biggest crypto asset in the world. You will have made that in about 3 months. And we have the end of October, beginning of November. The miners will be exhausted from all of their selling. They will have none left to sell. And then Bitcoin will move on $85,000, $90,000, something like that by the end of the year. If Bitcoin is that high, we will have a $6,000 Ethereum. So if you see short-term action to the downside, and again, I'm going to leave this on here, we could come down, we could rattle around, maybe we don't come this low, okay? This is worst case scenario. Maybe we come just below 3,000, like we did over here. Maybe this is the bottom line. But the point of the matter is, you want your finger on the trigger to buy at those prices if it happens. And if it doesn't happen, and we go to 3,800, 3,900, 4,000 today, then it doesn't matter because your bags should have been packed. So Ethereum, I don't know. I am 30% that we come down here. Hey, I tell you what, my drawing is getting better. Look at that. You can actually read that that's a 30. It might be a love heart, actually. And I am 70% sure that we're going to go up here. But I do expect some chop. And that's what you need to keep an eye out for. And whatever you do, don't panic. Now, a coin that you shouldn't sleep on is expanding everywhere. And that is Ondo. I'm going to let you in to a little secret. And that is a website that you should go and check out. That is called rwa.xyz. Go and have a look at that website. I'm not sponsored to tell you about that. That has all of the RWA assets, whether it be treasuries, stable coins, property. Go and have a look at RWA. And if you didn't catch it, come over to Telegram and I'll put the link in there after the show. So Ondo has launched the first tokenized treasury product on Cosmos. Remember, a few weeks ago, we were talking about Solana, were we not? We were saying how Drift Protocol had added Ondo to Solana. That was the right thing to do. The biggest chain, biggest retail chain. They've gone and got it, okay? So Ondo now has Ethereum and Solana. Where next? Cosmos. Cosmos, they have launched their USDY, which is a yield-bearing stablecoin, if you want to call it that. So the yield token has been launched on Cosmos. Cosmos isn't one, it's many. It's got Injective, Osmosis. There's other chains on there. I think Luna is also on there as well. And it's like a conglomerate of different chains. Some would say too many chains, and maybe some of them need to be combined, but it's there anyway. So launching on Cosmos gives them immediate access to an awful lot of chains, including some of the big ones like Injective. Now, the USDY is currently paying 5.3%. So you can earn yield on your stablecoin just by holding it. So it's not like PYUSD or USDC or USDT. It actually increases in value over time, because what a lot of people don't understand is Circle and Tether, that own the two biggest stablecoins, they earn billions of dollars a year in revenue from the treasuries and the yields that the American government pays for bonds. So they make all of that money. What Ondo are doing is giving you that money back and still taking a profit. So they're paying you 5.3%. They're probably making 6 to 6.5%. So USDY only has a small market cap, 323 million, but it is growing. Our collaboration with Noble broadens Ondo's reach to the expansive ecosystem of Cosmos, paving the way for novel, decentralized financial applications and their users to benefit from Ondo's market-leading yield coin. Again, this could be the direction that stable coins are going, and that is that they pay you a yield for holding them. The second option is, of course, that what Tron are trying to do. Tron are trying to create a gasless stablecoin on Tron, and they will take the fees that they are generating and make it so you can send US dollars on the Tron network for free. So you've got your two angles. You earn a yield, or you have free transactions, and either or. I would imagine that if you have a very low amount of US dollars, then the fee-free transactions would be better for you. If you have $5, $10, $20,000 in USD, then you'd be best off having USDY and earning that 5%, because that's giving you $50 to $60 a month probably in interest on that. So it's worth, not in interest, sorry, in value. So it's worth thinking about which one you would use, but do not rest on Ondo. Now, what is important about Ondo, and somebody said the other day in chat that the price action of Ondo is very boring, which it has been for the last 2 months, month and a half. But look at what's happened. Bounced off the support band. We're in this downward channel. Are we going to see that? Are we going to break back up towards 118? I think so. This is one of my most bullish categories in crypto. Real world assets. Doesn't have to be Ondo. It doesn't have to be Mantra, but make sure you hold some real world asset tokens in projects that deal with real world assets, should I say. So whether it be to do with real estate, whether it's to do with US treasuries, go and get yourself some RWA tokens. My preference is Ondo, and of course it's Mantra. We love that. And the wild card that I have picked is Swarm. I really like Swarm. I've made a video about it. Go and watch it after the show. Swarm is a very decent looking project. It has US treasuries and bonds, it has stocks, and it has other RWAs. So you can go and have a look at, I think you can get Ondo on there, you can get the likes of Tesla stock, you can get the US treasuries, you can get Bitcoin, you can get Ethereum. Go and look at Swarm. Again, not sponsored at all. And that token is available on exchanges, as is Ondo, as is Mantra. So very bullish on Ondo. And also, I am very bullish on Link. And the reason I'm bullish on Link is because it is the market leader. And anything that is the market leader at the scale that Chainlink is something that I think you should also have in your portfolio. Chainlink is the biggest oracle. It is connected, and it's a tier one. If you want to go back down the route of categorizing crypto, it's a tier one project. They deal directly with people like Visa, MasterCard, Vodafone. They deal directly with stock markets. They deal with everybody, okay? They are a behemoth. So Chainlink has fallen down. I think it went down as low as like $10 or $11 when we had the dump. The crypto market has showcased low volatility on the weekend. The price rallied at 1470 resistance, but there's a bullish reversal pattern, potential upside. Again, one caveat to every single coin you look at: where is Bitcoin looking to move to? Where is Ethereum now looking to move to? Those two narratives move everything. So if Bitcoin dumps, everything dumps. And conversely, Bitcoin pumps, everything pumps. So Chainlink, if all being well, all things equal, if Chainlink was just allowed to carry on, where would you be looking at buying Chainlink at? Now, for me, I think Chainlink is potentially an $80 to $100 coin. For me, it's currently bounced for the fourth time off 1292. 4 times in a period of 8 months. But look at the opportunity you have to trade Link. Okay, Yes, we had the breakout and then we went into another range. And guess what? We came straight back into that range. So what does this tell you? This tells you, without a shadow of a doubt, that if you can buy Chainlink at $13, $12.60, that's the price to buy at this moment in time. And yes, we can go back into the annals of time and look at that for price action. We covered this on streams every 2 weeks maybe. Look at what it did for June 2022 to October 2023. So you had an opportunity to buy at $5 and sell at $8.60. So you were getting a 60% return on every move of Chainlink. You do that for a year, okay? And yes, let's say you buy at $5.50. And let's say we break out and you missed it. It doesn't matter because you've managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pumps. You got 8 pumps at roughly 60% return on Chainlink. Now, do you think we're going to be in the same pattern up here? Potentially. But what happens if Bitcoin breaks out when Donald Trump says it's the greatest thing since sliced bread? Then we need to get back up to this range here, which is above the bull market support band, $16. We then need to break $18. And then where do we end up? $22. That's the goal. That's probably a 50% move. I don't think it's going to happen in a day, but it can happen. Excuse me. So again, $20 is a very realistic target. I would look to accumulate at these prices. We're below the support band. We're going to be above the support band. It's a bull run. It's not a bear market. Remember, the narrative can change when you're in a bear market because these coins in a bear market, they can just go down for a year. Chainlink could do that in a bear market, okay? But we're not in a bear market, we're in a bull market, so you need to look up. And $14 is a great price to buy. Again, the same as when the price was down here at $5, $6, $7, $8. They were a great time to buy, but you haven't missed out. If this is going to go, even if this coin goes to $75 or $70, it's still a 5x from here. I mean, don't come into crypto at this stage and expect to make 2,000% profit. It doesn't happen. Come into the market expecting to make 5x. If you've got $1,000 today, you should aim to be making that into $5,000 by July to October next year. That should be your goal. If you want to make those 100x returns, you should have been buying Solana at $12. There's not a lot we can do right now. You've come to the market at this time. If you haven't got your bags packed, you're not too late. But again, this isn't going to go to $1,000 in this bull run, okay? It might go to $100. I haven't got a crystal ball, but it might go to $100 or 75 or 80. Whichever way you want to look at it, it's still a very good return. And now then, we kind of alluded to some news at the beginning of the show, and that is, not only has Joe Biden stepped down, there is a good possibility that Joe Biden is no longer with us. 6 days now, we haven't seen him. Some people are saying he is in a medical emergency. His brother, I think he was called Freddie, said that he wanted to go and spend what time he had left with Joe Biden. Obviously, we don't want him to suffer. We're politically, I didn't like him, but that doesn't mean as a human being you can't have sympathy for him and his wife and his family. And in crypto, we told you that political coins like this are highly volatile. We've highlighted the MAGA coins to you. There's MAGA hat, MAGA Trump, and then MAGA, I think, or some combination of those. They're going to do exceptionally well between now and November, maybe now and February, and then probably you want to be getting out. However, if you were buying Bowden you were going to get wrecked. And I would have told you this probably on one of the streams 3 or 4 weeks ago that you were going to get wrecked. Since he stepped down, the coin has fallen 60%, but it's a lot worse than that. One trader has lost $8 million worth of digital assets by trading Joe Biden, Bowden token, while other traders were expecting a meme coin season. He lost $8 million after selling his dupe to buy the top. That is gonna hurt. This trader swapped $8 million worth of dupe for Bowden at the top of Bowden, then sold 12.5k worth, but Bag held the rest to now, where he's down 98%. Look at the state of that. I'm going to show you the chart in a minute. Following multiple trades, the whale's initial $8 million Bowden investment is now worth $85 million. Again, I say this all the time. Now, if this trader was worth $3 billion, then this trade wouldn't have mattered. It's a fraction of his portfolio. But I can pretty much guarantee that it wasn't a fraction of his portfolio. I can pretty much guarantee it was a quarter or a fifth or even a third of his portfolio. This is why I talk about risk management and portfolio management so much on here. And this is why in every video we make, we tell you, if you have a $10,000 portfolio, you take $100 or $250 or even $400 of that portfolio, and then you want to go and buy meme coins, fine. Find 5 or 6 meme coins and put $50 or $60 into those meme coins. If they all go to zero, you have lost potentially 3 or 4% of your portfolio. If you are an idiot and you put a third of your money or half of your money into one meme coin and it goes to zero, you have nobody to blame but yourself. It doesn't matter if Goldilocks and the Three Bears on YouTube are telling you to buy this meme coin. If you want it because they've convinced you, you put 0.25% of your portfolio into it. Because what happens is, this was a 2-horse race. Pretty much a 2-horse race. JFK was never really going to win. What happened? I tell you what happened. Am I ever going to be able to draw this line on here? It's never going to work for me, is it? Do you know, I practiced this last night and it wouldn't work. Never mind. Look at what happened to the coin. It went from, at its peak, $1. It's now worth 2.2 cents. Okay, that is what has happened. So, is this coin, given the news of potentially Joe Biden being no longer with us, given the news that he's certainly not going to be the next president of America, given all of that information, why would you buy this coin? You wouldn't. You've backed the wrong horse and you've lost $8 million backing the wrong horse. So, when you look at meme coins like this, and say for argument's sake, you went and bought Bowden and you went and bought MAGA at the same time, just for argument's sake, okay? Even buying MAGA, you are down, okay? I told you this entry price for this coin should be about $5. It wicked up when the attempt was made, and I said, don't buy it until it's $5 or $6. It's $6.37. So you shouldn't have bought it if you listened and you did your own research and you decided not to. But it has been at $17. It's now at $6. So it's lost what? It's lost 60% of its value. So had you put $50 into MAGA and $50 into Bowden, you would have $1 of Bowden and you would have $15 of MAGA. So your $100 would be $16. Now that's going to hurt. You're down $84. But it wouldn't hurt as much as if you put $2,000 into both and that was 40% of your portfolio. Because now, instead of being down $80, you'd now be down potentially $7,000, $8,000. So again, what's important is when you buy a token is you buy it and you use risk management. It's so important. And I tell you to take profits. So in the next 4 or 5 months, let's say that you buy today at $6.30. And let's say that over the next few months, this coin starts to do this. When you hit this previous high, which is $17, you should sell there, some of it. And then if it goes a bit higher, you should sell some there. And if it goes up there, you should sell some there. You are not married to a meme coin, okay? You're in a meme coin to make money. You don't make any money if you hold the meme coin until it comes down here. You sell on the way up and you buy at the bottom. So if you do hold $100 or $200 or $300 worth of MAGA, and let's say it goes to $1,000, personally, I would sell at least $500 worth. I would take half of it out. I've made my money. I've made a 60% profit on the coin. The rest of it can go wherever it wants to go. And if it goes up even further, I sell the rest. Your money should be in sensible projects. This isn't a sensible project. Neither is Bowden. Neither are the majority of meme coins. So my advice is very simple. You're in a meme coin to make massive returns. You are not in it for any other reason. If you want to buy MAGA because you love Donald Trump and you want to hold some of this, by all means, go and hold it. But for me, it's a way to make profit to then put into a more serious project, because these coins should go up faster and down faster than your chain links of this world or your Ethereums of this world. So if you can buy $1,000 of Trump, which today is a third of an Ethereum, and then you can sell your Trump for say $5,000, so you make a 5x return on it, you can then go and buy one whole Ethereum. Or you can go and buy $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. That should be the goal, to stack your sats, make your Bitcoin. If you haven't got one Bitcoin, your profits should be going into Bitcoin and Ethereum and maybe even some Solana. They should be your safe bets, not something like this. Don't lose $8 million on a coin. If you want to do that, send it to me. Send me the $8 million and I will send you a signed photograph of Joe Biden. And there we go. We'll call it quits. Finally then, again, when you think the crypto world can't get stranger, it absolutely does. How long have we got left? 5 minutes. Perfect. Yet again, we've managed to get through the majority of the show in an hour. ApeCoin DAO wants to open a Bored Ape themed hotel in Thailand. Why, would be my question. On what grounds would you want to do this? ApeCoin is exploring the idea of opening a Bored Ape themed hotel in Bangkok, aiming to capitalise on the city's vibrant tourism sector. The majority of people in the world have no idea what a Bored Ape is, no idea what an NFT is, and no idea what crypto is. Would you go and stay in a hotel that had that logo on the outside of it? No, you would not. It is a niche. At the moment, until we have adoption, it is niche. The proposal has been submitted by DAO member Dismart and involves refurbishing an existing hotel in central Bangkok to feature Bored Ape Yacht Club themed rooms, an ape themed bar and a pool. To fund this project, Dismart is requesting $356,000 worth of ape tokens. It sounds an awful lot like he wants to go on holiday. The plan includes offering 50 free nights to holders, with 1 night per holder to boost the visibility and utility. Additionally, 50% of revenue from the themed rooms will be returned to the DAO for a year. To qualify for a free night, ApeCoin members must prove their membership, maintaining a balance of more than 1 ape, and post a promotional tweet about their experience. The hotel will also accept ApeCoin as payment. 90% of the ApeCoin DAO members support the proposal. The most costly elements of the project are the rooftop bar and pool, estimated to cost $87,000. Now then, again, let me put my business head on for a minute. If I was going to open a bar anywhere in the world, it would be Bitcoin. It would be a Bitcoin bar. And that's probably the most recognizable crypto icon in the world. Okay? What they're doing now is they are taking Manchester United and they're saying, right, we're going to send a Man United star to open a restaurant in Ireland. Okay? And they pick an under 21 player who no one's ever heard of, can't pronounce the name, can't speak, doesn't have a very good personality, and they've sent him to Ireland to open the restaurant. Okay? Nobody knows who they are. They've just got a Man United shirt on. You need to be sending Ronaldo or Rooney, the top level players. If you're going to open a bar, and there are a few Bitcoin bars around the world already that accept Bitcoin on the Lightning Network to pay for your drinks and food, open a Bitcoin bar. The hotel idea is a step too far. It's never going to be full. Listen to what they've said. They're giving away free nights to ape holders. Who's going to use the hotel? Ape coin holders. So the bar isn't going to have any revenue. It's insanity to do stuff like this. I've seen them try it before. Somebody with a Bored Ape has tried to open a restaurant somewhere in America, I think it is, and I don't think it's done that well. The Bitcoin bars do well because they're in little techie areas. I think one of them's in Eastern Europe, a Bitcoin themed bar. But I mean, we're not there yet. This isn't the future. If ApeCoin, which is a multi-billion-pound project, is looking to open a second-rate bar and a second-rate hotel in Thailand, that shows the level of what's the word? That shows the level that they're at, I think. And I honestly don't think that that is the way forward. I think getting celebrities onto yachts to advertise Bored Apes worked for them in the past, got all the hype about them in the past. This isn't going to get them any hype, because the only thing that can happen that's going to cause press is it fails and it closes its doors. And that is just negative publicity. Yet another NFT project fails. The bar has closed its door. It's been open for 6 months. Nobody stayed there because nobody wants to stay in a monkey-themed or an ape-themed hotel. And that will be the end of them. That will be the end of them. Anyway, that is enough for the show. Should we have a quick look? I've managed to get to the end again. Let's see what the votes have been. So, 76% of you believe we are going up today, and 24% of you believe we are going down. A nice number of likes on the show today. Thank you for that. Let's go and have a very quick look at the prices before we go. See where we are. We are still on Bitcoin, especially stuck under 67,000. Ethereum 3,522. Again, it's not really going to the prices that we expect. It could be the calm before the storm. It could be. Now, for those of you that are new here, we are also in different places on social media. I'm not going to bring up the channels because I'm not allowed, but we are on YouTube, and we also have a Telegram group, and we have a VIP Telegram group where we have been trading Bitcoin and Ethereum for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and people have been making very decent returns. Some people have been making 200%, 300% profits. So if you want to get into those Telegram groups, go and look for us. If you want to go and find us on YouTube, please do go and find us. It really helps us out. We are, as I say, nearly at 150,000 followers. I hope we hit it by the end of the week. That would be amazing. We have some breaking news that we're going to announce sometime live. And I can't say it because it's not quite there yet, but we have got some breaking news. And as soon as I can tell you it, I will. But it's exciting as well, and it will help the channel. So anyway, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for popping into chat. And thank you to the new people I've not seen before for coming. You, as always, have been great. I have been Mike. Until tomorrow. Oh, before I forget, Brogan is live tonight. Brogan is live in 9 hours. So 9 p.m. tonight, Brogan is live. Anyway, take care. Everybody, have a great day. Cross your fingers. 9 hours from now, Brogan will be live. Look in your calendars for the stream, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.